You're the guy people call when they need a helping hand, moving furniture, unloading a truck. But lately, your shoulder's been acting up, and you're the one who's calling for help. And that's the moment you realize you can no longer shoulder the load.
The Joint and Spine Center is Cincinnati's leading destination for orthopedic care with a range of surgical and non-surgical treatments. So when a moment has the power to change the rest of your life, go to the one place with the power to change it for the better, the Christ Hospital Health Network. This changes everything.
The Pound This Podcast is brought to you by the Christ Hospital Health Network. This is the Pound This Podcast, episode 680, Shay's Weight Loss Journey, weekly updates.
I want to lose weight, but I don't know how to get started.
What should I meal prep every week?
How do I get those sweet booty gains?
Inspiration for your healthy lifestyle. The Pound This Podcast with Amanda Valentine.
Hey friends, welcome to the Pound This Podcast. I am your host, Amanda Valentine, and I have been obese for most of my life. I'm going to say about 6 years old or so, spent well over a decade yo-yo dieting. And then about 10 years ago, I made a New Year's resolution to stop dieting and start making the best decision possible in every moment. And from then, my entire life has changed. I've lost over 100 pounds. I started this podcast at the beginning of 2018 to help other people on their weight loss journeys or their journeys to become healthier people. And I have quit my full-time 9-to-5 job, become a certified personal trainer, a certified nutrition coach, and I want to do everything in my power with my own personal journey to help you on yours. So if you're listening to this podcast and you find any value in any episode you listen to, please, please, please share the love, share with family, friends, anyone you think that could find some benefit from this podcast. And you can always reach out to me with any questions or comments. You can email me at amanda@amandavалентиnebites.com. It's my goal to give you the best information possible for your journey and let you know that you're not alone. I appreciate you listening so much, and I would really appreciate you also sharing the love with this small business entrepreneur as I try to make my life's mission helping other people live their best lives. So here we go. Thank you so much for listening to the Pound This Podcast. I'm Amanda Valentine. Shay is back.
What's up, girl?
Fresh off of Pilates, doing some Pilates
That's
today.
right. Pilates.
We had to do a chill class today for me and my concussion.
Yeah.
Because I was concerned about going just from knocking my head around, even though I'd say I'm probably 95% better or 90%.
Yeah.
I still have nonstop ringing in my ears. So yeah, that's a thing.
You still have nonstop ringing in your ears?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But I'm not getting super nauseous. Wednesday and Thursday last week were especially bad. That's where I'm like, my right eye was going kind of fuzzy, super sensitive to light, horrible headache. My neck became really stiff and hurt really bad. I was just losing my thoughts in the middle of talking a lot. It was really bad for there a while.
Damn.
My doctor's like, yeah, you for sure have a concussion. If it gets any worse, you probably have a brain bleed. And you have to go to the hospital.
God, dude. Holy crap. I like how we're laughing about that. Like, you might have a brain bleed.
I hope it doesn't get any worse than this.
Oh my God, dude. Jeez.
Yeah. So
wow.
Yeah. So
well,
Pilates today was cool. It was chill.
It was a real chill.
Yeah. We did some stretching, and
that's right.
I got a special pillow. For
Jealous.
Me, my shook
no
up
one
head.
offered me a pillow.
Yeah, but we still got a good workout though. I mean, I love when I can feel my abs whenever, I know core exercises to do myself, but I don't feel like anything really works the core quite like being on the reformer and doing things on that. And that's where I'm like, I don't know. Everything kind of comes from the core, so I just kind of like feeling strong there. Yeah. And it was also funny that it was such a chill class, and it was like us, and then Amy, who's been on this podcast before. Hi, Amy, who's listening to this, who's one of my clients at the gym, of like, we're all sitting there just giggling and making jokes and stuff. It was like the Zen music. And like,
I know. I think Lynn was like, okay, calm down, ladies. Quit making inappropriate comments.
But it was fun,
Oh
though.
my gosh.
So how's your week been going?
Pretty good. So
we also went on a hike.
Yeah, we did. I know, because it's not 1,000,000 degrees.
I know.
at least for a couple days. I think it's supposed to get hot again Saturday.
Well, it feels like with the cooler weather, it sent the cicadas back to hell.
God, listen, I was just trying to go for a walk in my neighborhood, and 2 of them landed on me in front of people. So that was rude.
Oh my God. My friend Natalie came over. So after we went for a hike, she just called me. She's like, hey, I'm on your part of town. Can I swing by and you want to hang out? I'm like, yeah. So we went for a walk and we came back. She's like, I need to use your bathroom before I leave. And she went in the bathroom and she screamed. And I ran upstairs. I'm like, are you okay? She's like, there's a cicada in my pants.
No, are you serious?
And then she's like,
how does that even happen?
I don't know. She's like, he's still alive.
Okay,
and she had to
no.
flush him.
I'm going to throw up. Oh my God. No, when they landed on me on my walk, I was like, they could be like on my back and I wouldn't even know. I
don't know how I got. She was wearing leggings.
No.
I don't know how I got her.
And the fact that she wouldn't feel that climb in her. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
so
know.
upset.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure one peed on me because I thought like a bird pooped on me, but it was like you couldn't see anything. So it was like clear. And then I actually Googled if birds pee, and I guess they don't. And so then some client of Josh's told him that like cicadas pee. And he's like, maybe a cicada peed on you. And I'm like,
That would happen to you.
I mean, for real.
Yeah, I mean, I watched you get shit on by a bird, so
I know.
I could foresee you getting peed on by a
my
cicada.
God, right?
I'm just sad I wasn't there to witness that.
I mean, it was just kind of like I just got wet on my shoulders out of
ew.
nowhere. I know, and that happened last week too. So it's like I get a concussion. I had a cicada
You
pee
got
on me.
pissed on by a cicada. I think you just need to stay inside for a little while.
I mean, I really do. And I was talking to Nick, who's another trainer here at Cincy 360 Fitness, and of like because I was so messed up from my concussion last week, where he's like, "Whoa, the look in your eyes is like scary." And I was like, yeah. And I told him what happened. I'm like, I really think it's kind of like the universe's way of being like, slow down, bitch.
Literally.
Like, slow. And I still didn't completely slow down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just can't stop. And I'm getting all of these things of like brakes slammed. And I'm like, push right past it. And I'm like, God, I know better. And I still do it.
You can only do that for so long.
Yep.
Whew.
So I'm like, I think I took the conk to the head and it did slow me down more, but it also just really messed me up.
God. Well, I did not get a concussion last week, and I did not get pissed on by a cicada. So I would say I had a better week than you.
But did you have anything else going on? I know you're trying to refigure your food out.
Yeah. And then this next week is going to be challenging. Saturday I'm doing the brew bus, the Cincy brew bus, which is going to be a blast, but that's a lot of beer to drink. And then I'm going to Detroit with my boyfriend. So it's trying to figure out like enjoying myself, but also not going out of control too.
Yeah.
So yeah. And also enjoying myself, but not feeling guilty. It's just a weird.
Yeah. Vacations are hard.
Yeah.
It's like you have to get yourself into a correct mindset before you even go. Of
right.
Like where am I going with this? Like, you know, and again, I've talked to so many people and then including myself, like you have to enjoy yourself. You don't want to put yourself on crazy restrictions, but you also don't want to go ham to the point where you feel sick.
Right.
And you feel lethargic and the whole time, because then it's like not fun anymore.
Yeah.
So you have to like find that balance.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's where I find the balance, where I've meal prepped on vacations before and that felt great. And other times I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And it's just kind of seeing where you are and feeling it out.
Yeah. I wish it wasn't gonna be so freaking hot while we're there, because then we could do more stuff outside, like go for a hike to kind of offset whatever I eat. But it's gonna be like 90 degrees while we're there. So,
fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good times.
How long are you going to be there for?
We're leaving Monday, coming back Wednesday. So it's like 3 days.
Okay.
So not too bad.
Yeah. I've been to Detroit a couple times, but I haven't really done anything crazy there.
Yeah.
I like some of the neighborhoods are really cool. And then we've talked about this before. I like Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor's cool. But one of the first times I went to Detroit, I feel like Detroit has gotten a lot better.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
It was not in that place the
Yeah.
first time I went to Detroit. And it was like, oh, okay. Whoa.
Oh my god.
Like, I mean, to step away, like if I would have saw a couch on fire in the corner, I wouldn't have been surprised.
Oh my god.
Like it's like, okay, yeah, I don't want to be in this section of town.
Yeah.
And I've been in multiple cities I've had my car break down in those kind of neighborhoods before too, where I'm
Awesome.
like, I'm going to get murdered.
You're like, I might die today.
Yeah. Spoken from the person who lives on a street where I literally watch drug deals happen in front of my house almost every day. So, and I feel okay about that.
I would not.
I mean,
but I also live alone.
They just do
so.
like drive-bys. They just like
Just a quick drug
one
deal.
person will sit there with their window down and another person will drive up and they'll make a trade through the window and then they both drive off. That happens all the time. And
so
I don't know why
funny.
it's right in front of my house specifically on this street, but part of me like kind of wants to just go out there and just sit and stare at them so they get freaked out and they don't go, you know, then they like, or just be like, go up to the window and be like, what are you doing? But I'm like, I don't want to mess with any meth heads, man.
No, I would say that could be dangerous, but also incredibly amusing.
Yeah, and somebody
if you don't get shot.
When we were renovating my kitchen a few years ago, and my boss at the radio station was helping me do that. She had somebody come with her and who had kids with them, and they came in and they're like, somebody hit your car, and she was parked in front of my house, and some dude like shot up and like passed out with their foot on the brake and let off the brake and ran into the back of her car.
Oh my God.
And I missed it, and she went out there and screamed at him and they drove away, and they're like, I'm fine. And she's just like took down their plate number and stuff, and I'm like, welcome to my house.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh.
West side, best side.
Oh my God. I'm sure there's drug deals happening in my neighborhood, but I have not witnessed any.
Yeah. It's just like you have a big picture window, so it's just kind of easy to kind of notice that of like, why is that car sitting there? Oh, they're getting drugs thrown in their car. Okay.
Cool.
Awesome. Thanks for choosing my street.
Yes.
And there's cops that live on my street too.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's weird. It's wild. Sorry if you're in Detroit and I made that correlation.
Oh gosh. Well, it's funny.
Everywhere.
I've gotten weird responses about the fact that I'm going to Detroit. I'm like, it's not like we like chose this as a vacation.
But there's nothing wrong. I mean,
I know.
I think Michigan's great.
Yeah.
A lot of Michigan's really
I
awesome.
know.
And that's
I'm like, why you got to judge where I'm going?
Detroit's like any city. Like, I mean, I've moved so many times and been to so many cities. Every city has parts that are awesome and parts that suck and parts that are incredibly boring. And so it's like, it's just another city with all of its different flavors, and it just had a bad rap for a while.
There's a million coffee shops because I like to try different coffee shops everywhere I go, and there was like a list of like 30 of them.
Oh, hell
I don't know how I'm ever going to decide.
Yeah, I do that too. I did that a lot going to Portland when I lived in Oregon. But that's where I didn't really want to go on a for realsy vacation. Well, for multiple reasons. In 2020, of doing some travel, because I was supposed to travel to Moab at the beginning of the year, which was canceled because of COVID, obviously. So I have all of these like airline. I have like $600 that I was spending on airline tickets that are just sitting there. The Delta's hanging over my head of like we're gonna trash this soon.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, oh well, do I need to go somewhere? And I'm like, well, a vacation would suck because I want to go into coffee shops and I want to do all that stuff, and those experiences, obviously for reasons, are taken away. So it's like, well, I don't want to go someplace and I can't even like go do those things.
Right.
Which is opening up here. But then I just got a message on Instagram from someone this week that lives in Canada and was talking about like how hardcore the lockdowns are there still, which I didn't realize. And I'm like, wow. So things here are like full-fledged. It might as well be 2019. And then to see that, you know, some people haven't been able to go to a gym since 2019.
So crazy.
Is wild.
Yeah.
So
I can't imagine that.
I'm very grateful to be able to, especially like with obviously the fitness part.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like
I would have gone crazy.
Yeah. It's so important for mental health of like, I obviously understand the reasons, but it's also like this past year and a half or however long, this is all going to stretch out is mentally damaging every single one of us. And where is this going to take us? And like, how is this going to affect us forever? Yeah. And then other generations will never like understand.
I think about that all the time. Like the kids who aren't going to understand what we just lived through.
Yeah. Or even like, younger kids where it's like, and I know so many people are like, especially on TikTok, talk about millennials, but it's like, dude, of like, I've had to, go through 9/11 and then 2008 and then COVID of like, my God, like how much just horrible crap was going to happen in my lifetime where, somebody that's born in 2000 is not going to know all of those experiences. As much, obviously COVID they know, but they don't know what it's like to be like where you were when 9/11 happened.
It's so weird to me to think about the fact that there's kids that like weren't alive for that. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Anyone that's born in the 2000s, I'm like, aren't you like an infant? But they're
They're
like
another
21.
21.
I know. I'm like, what? In my mind, you're just a little baby.
When it's like in my mind too, it's like, yeah, the 90s were 10 years ago. I don't know. It's like,
girl, I was born in the 90s, so
I was born in the 80s, which I saw. I don't know if anybody finds this as funny as I do. It's just a radio nerd joke where I saw a meme where if anybody's listened to any sort of like, I'm going to say these terms if people don't know what I'm talking about, AC, adult contemporary, or top 40 radio station, where they're like, the hits from the 80s, 90s, and today. And that's such a moniker for radio stations. And it's just kind of like, yeah, you're saying today now is over 20 years. Like 80, like you say the 90s ended over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's like, you got to update your imaging there. And I'm like, exactly, 100%. And I sent that to one of my friends that works at one of those radio stations. And he's like, well, we say it in 2000s. And I'm like, oh, well, that makes it better. First off, I don't know.
what, they say the 80s, 90s, and 2000s?
Yeah. We play the hits from the 80s, 90s, and the 2000s.
Oh, that sounds
I guess.
just weird.
I don't know. I don't listen to the radio station, even though my husband's on it. I don't know. I don't listen to any radio anymore. It's just like, yeah, I just know too much. And then, stuff like that, where it was really big in radio for a while. This doesn't happen anymore. Those because they're hot AC stations. You think like a station that's an at work listening station that's playing like Maroon 5 and KT Tunstall.
Well, I was like wondering at what point a song becomes like a classic, because
I think it is like 20 years.
Yeah.
Or something.
So I'm like, the crap that I listened to when I was younger could technically be a classic.
Yeah.
Now. It's weird.
Yeah. I mean, if you listen to some quote unquote oldie stations, they're playing.
Well, because like it's like adults are like, oh, this isn't a classic. I'm like, yeah, because you're,
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
And then I also wouldn't let radio define that either, which I guess it kind of has in the past.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is those same at work listening radio stations, this was in the earlier 2000s. Instead of saying like the 80s, 90s, and today, like they said stuff like that still, but they'd be like, like all of your favorite music without the rap.
Oh my God.
That was such a thing for a while.
That
of like
is
without
funny.
the rap of like, oh, okay. I don't know. Radio can be so dumb.
funny.
All of that. And that was like, it's so funny because you could just tell like when people are lazy. I was on vacation somewhere listening to a radio station, and it was like a classic rock station that plays like AC/DC and stuff like that. And they're just like, and it was around Halloween. Oh my God, I was dying in my car. I was waiting at a gas station for Mike to come back out. And it was like, then they played whatever song, AC/DC or whatever. And they're like, whatever the station is. And they're like, we play the monster hits. And then it went into Cats in the Cradle.
Are you serious?
And they're like, Cats in the Cradle. And I'm like, oh, this is a monster hit.
Oh my God.
It's the lamest song ever.
That's amazing.
Like, oh, it's so dumb and lazy. Anyway, that's completely off topic about radio crap. But yeah, I'm actually going to be, I'm not going to, and I haven't even really thought about my food. It's not next week. The week after is when I'm going to do West Virginia Wild with Explorer Chick.
Yeah.
And that's a different food situation than going to like, Detroit or something
Right.
like that, where I'm like, I'm camping, I'm living out of a tent, and there are meals provided. Anybody interested in doing this trip, you can go to explorerchick.com. But it's like, that's one of those things where I'm like, I can't worry about that at all.
No.
I'm like, especially camping. I'm like, I'm not, when I've done big camping trips before, I like to do the grocery shopping for it, and so I can at least get some healthier snacks for me, where I'm like, yeah, I'll eat the meals and the pancakes and everything else, everybody, because I want to enjoy it. But like, as far as like the munchy sitting around a campfire stuff, I would prefer a healthier choice.
Yeah.
So I'll probably do some of that of just like, probably bring some of my own food, make some like my own sandwiches sort of stuff to like keep and snack stuff so I can make better choices. Because that stuff is hard when you go out of town and you get thrown out of your rhythm, and you also just don't want to come back from that. Because it sucks because you lose it so quick, and especially like in the gym of like when you feel like, I didn't really stay on my game, and then you go and do a workout, it feels like it's the first workout you've ever done, even though you've only been gone like a week.
Yeah,
it blows.
Yeah.
So I try to do everything. I try to remind myself of that in those moments of like, if it's just for pleasure and fun and I love it, then great. But it's like, do I really need this? And then be like, ooh, how's this going to feel on Monday?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. It's one of those things too about like going ham, getting drunk. At this point of like, that sounds so super fun. Do you want a 2-day hangover? Do you want to wreck the rest of your days off?
Yep.
Because you wanted to go hit a happy hour hard. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't. I don't want to be puking. I don't want to feel like just be useless to the world. And so and because my hangovers are so bad now, I feel like that doesn't always stop me, but it is.
Yeah.
It's a pretty hard break.
Yeah. I only get drunk like max like 5 times a year because I just hate it.
Yeah. I guess, man, I'm probably less than that now. I mean, the last time I've been drunk, you were probably with me.
Yeah.
And it was like Thanksgiving, around Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And I haven't been drunk since then. I don't think I really
think
drink
I either.
I mean, obviously I'm going to drink a bunch when we do the brew bus, but
yeah,
I don't really drink a lot. And because of that, I'm a freaking lightweight. So
yeah. And that's where it's like frustrating because I know, we're at that point in our lives, but not everybody is.
No.
But you want to drink and you still want to be healthy and lose weight. And it's really finding a hard balance in that. So, I mean, as far as that goes, I'm thankful for these horrible hangovers because it stops me from making those bad. Because, once I've got a buzz going, I will eat everything. I do not
me too.
care. I will eat an entire Dairy Queen ice cream cake. I do not care.
Yeah, that's why I have to be, not only do I not like the hangovers, but I have to be careful because I know as soon as I can go into drinking with like a game plan, like this is what I'm going to eat. But then as soon as I'm drunk, I don't care about anything. It just doesn't matter anymore. So I know that about myself. So I can either choose to feel out of control, which that is so triggering for me because it reminds me of binging. Like when I get drunk and feel out of control with food, it feels the same as, it does when I binge. So it's not really that fun.
Yeah, exactly. So, I guess that's all I got. Me and my concussed brain. I'm trying to think if there's anything else going on this week, but I'm like, that's good.
I know.
We're working out and we're making our healthy choices and
that's right.
We're not in a good place or not in a bad place at all. And so it's like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's just a good, happy week.
That's right.
Yay.
I know.
If they only could all go this well, I don't want to jinx it. The week's not over
I was
yet.
going to say, don't jinx yourself after last week.
Oh my God. Yeah. Last week was bad news bears.
I know. Oh my God.
I'm so glad I didn't do stuff. Sorry if you follow me on Instagram at You Can Pound This, that I didn't talk about anything about it until I did meal prep, where I'm like, man, I'm glad I didn't talk on stories or anything like that because I'm like, I would just been in a total basket case. Like I was a total space cadet. Like I was not fully here.
Yeah.
And so it was, geez, so stupid. So, oh my God. Again, out of all the drunk, dumb things I've done in my life.
You did this sober.
Yeah. I did this trying to do things that were healthier for myself by like trying to work on my balance on a Swiss ball, and then going to an exercise class.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Good Lord.
Well, and then we're not checking in next week, right? Because you're in Detroit.
I'm going to be out of town.
All right. So I guess we'll check in 2 weeks.
That's right.
All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. I want to remind you.
I was like, we're going to forget again.
I know. So I have the sweet and spicy truth questions. If you are a regular listener to this podcast, you can hear me do these with Josh. We'll see where these go. You go first. You can either choose spicy, medium, or sweet. This is a game I got off of Amazon that's just supposed to ask you fun questions.
Do you think eating food off someone's naked body is disgusting or tantalizing?
I'm kind of just neutral on it.
Yeah.
I'm like, it doesn't disgust me, but it doesn't really do anything for me either.
I was going to say it's not something that I like fantasize about.
It's something I have done before.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, well, I tried that. It was not like,
and I
let
don't
me
really
do this
want
again.
anyone eating food off of me. It's like it's sticky.
Right.
It's weird, and it's that I need to shower. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm like, get a damn plate.
Have you ever been attracted to a cartoon character?
No. Okay. This is like a regular conversation I've had with chicks at work.
What?
Yes, because some of them have. Like when they were growing up, they were attracted to cartoon characters.
Like who?
I don't know. I don't know most of the ones that they talk about. Like, I mean, I watched like freaking Nickelodeon and that kind of crap. Like, and these are like some cartoon men where I'm like, what?
Yeah, I'm like, man, I'm not really into the
I was
Ninja
never
Turtles or
attracted
anything.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I've never been attracted
I mean, I guess
to.
if you're a guy and you think, or no, I guess a girl too, anybody, or like Jessica Rabbit or something like that, like I guess that's hot,
Yeah.
I guess, but you know, that doesn't do it for me particularly.
I mean, some chicks might have been into the Power Rangers. Who knows?
I don't know. Let's do another one. I'll go again. I'm going to do another spicy question. See if we get one that's not sex related.
No, I am so nervous.
It is a sex one, though. They're all sex.
Oh, God.
It's just such a random
the way
question.
you're laughing is making me so nervous.
It's just because it's like,
gonna throw up.
I want to know who thought of this question, Leslie. Have you ever had a steering wheel get in the way of a sexual encounter? Like, what a random question.
Oh, wow. I don't know if I can answer that, honestly.
Okay, then don't.
I mean...
You don't have to. I just thought it was.
I mean,
who thought of
yeah,
that
just
question?
like once. That's all I'm saying. Oh, that's a stupid question.
I know. That's where like some of these are so dumb. That's why I'm like, I don't really recommend getting this game.
Ew, I don't like...
Oh, okay, here's a good one. If you could know what everyone is really thinking all the time, would you want to know that?
No. I think I would not like most people.
That's fair.
Oh, this is creepy.
Are they all
Some
just...
of these is
if there's all the
creepy.
spicy ones, I think, are sex.
They're all about sex.
You
Here,
can go for
let's,
some of the other
let's
ones
do the
there.
medium ones, because some of the sex ones are creepy.
Yeah.
Oh. These are horrible.
I know.
I'm
But it's like I spent money on it. I want it to be better.
This is a weird question. Would you be proud if you were the best in the world at something you hated doing? It's a weird question.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I know. It's such a
I
random
guess.
question.
I guess I'm proud that I'm doing something good. I don't know. Do you pee in the shower more often than not?
Oh, I pee in the shower every time
Me
I
too.
take a shower.
Like, who doesn't pee in the shower every time? I mean, if you're listening to this and you don't,
Okay.
that's fine.
Would
I
you
guess.
rather never get a cold again or never throw up again?
Oh, I'd rather never get a cold again.
Yeah, I feel like I get that more often
Because it
than I do.
lasts longer.
Yeah, because throwing up is just like generally
Yeah, get
like
it
one
over
and
with.
done. You know.
Yeah, I mean, not that I enjoy it, but yeah, colds.
And I always feel like
no.
I've lost some weight after I throw up, so it's kind of like
You weigh yourself before whenever you throw up.
I'm like, yes, this stomach virus is doing me good.
Oh my God. I did that one time when I was like, I would say maybe like 5th, 6th grade. I did get really sick, and I don't even know what I was sick with, like flu or whatever, but I didn't even want to eat, which was like, is rare for me. And so I don't really remember throwing up, but I remember just basically not eating at all week. And I'm like, I'm skinny.
Yes. You're like, oh my God, I literally must have lost 30 pounds. Whoa.
Well, it's like, well, did you ever watch Romy and Michelle's high school reunion?
No.
Oh my God. Yeah. There's a line in this movie where she's just like, where they talked about how, Lisa Kudrow was overweight in school, which you should totally watch that movie. That movie is freaking amazing. And then she's like, oh yeah, or no, Romy did. And she's like, oh, well, you lost all that weight. She's like, yeah, getting mono was the best diet ever.
Oh my gosh.
Like, and as watching that, I was like, oh my God, I wish I would get mono.
Oh my God, I know.
Jeez, what's wrong with us?
I know, it's messed up.
It is messed up, but it's, hey
The
man.
things we do to lose weight, you know?
God. Ugh. On that note, have fun in Detroit when we will chat in a couple weeks.
All right.
AmandaValentineBites.com